You know what I heard? That this is a scary fact. People who cuddle are more likely to have better immune systems. So that not only are we going to die alone, but we're going to die faster.
Oh.
Welcome to Media Pod Smash. It's hard to find the funny when you don't have anything to laugh about.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Is this getting dark?
I was like, going through a dark place.
Oh, man.
No, I'll bring it up. To see it go out like that, it was like watching like a dog, like it was like having a family dog that got really old. Is this not doing anything for you? Alright, welcome to the show. It's scary, scary stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
October 20th. Obviously, we're not Bray Road. Yeah. Sorry.
We're safe and sound in a little room here.
Yeah. No beasts around here, I don't think. Other than the beasts from within.
Ooh.
We've got, I don't know, we got some ground to cover. This is our official Halloween episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be next week, but we're flipping things around. And the reason why we couldn't do Bray Road this week was is it wrong to blame other circumstances, or do we have only ourselves to blame? I mean, I'll tell you what, I've never seen it rain so much in October.
Yeah.
That's paranormal. That's spooky stuff.
Yep.
It rained the first night we wanted to do it. It rained the second night I thought about doing it. The third night, something came up between us. The fourth night, you had to work. And then now Colin is up north, so we couldn't have done it over the weekend.
Yeah.
So literally every time we've tried to do it, it's been... nothing happened, and I don't think I think this episode almost just didn't even happen. So you know what? Be happy that we did it.
Yeah.
F you guys. You don't deserve us. It's a tough week. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. It's hard to find the funny when you don't have anything to laugh about.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Is this getting dark?
I was like going through a dark place.
Oh, man.
No, I'll bring it up. I'm not gonna even talk about it right now, I don't think.
Okay.
But I'll let you know. I'll talk about it later. Next, after Halloween. I'm not letting this ruin my Halloween.
Yeah.
I just said, I was thinking to myself, this is my favorite month. I'm not gonna be a little emo. Although that would be dark and scary, so maybe I could be an emo kid. But I'm not gonna let this, this ruin my Halloween, my October.
Yeah.
I'll let it ruin Thanksgiving. That's not as important.
Wreck your family time.
Yeah.
Just
Don't let it interfere with the podcast.
Yeah.
Just wreck the family time. Speaking of which, I'm working overnight for Thanksgiving.
What?
Because it's Black Friday the next day.
Yeah.
And as you know, in retail, there's no such thing as holidays.
No.
Money doesn't sleep. You gotta push these products out.
So you're saying,
F your family, you go out to the sales floor and you get these products ready. And my job is going to be I have to stand in front of a product and be like, hold on, you animals.
Oh, yeah. Important. Very important.
Yeah. Look, you see this big flat screen? You just wait.
Bunch of savages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, you're sacrificing your time to benefit everybody else.
Absolutely.
So, as long as they're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter that I'm going to have to take a nap in the middle of the day during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
To get up later at night and...
Yeah, we don't care about you
at
all. We just care about the customers, so.
Great. So,
yeah.
That'll be fun. So, hopefully, if they don't give me Thanksgiving off, I'm going to end it.
Take that how you will.
I'm going to end the show. No. But yeah, that kind of blows. But we'll talk about that. I'll have some funny Black Friday stories, I think.
All right.
Is it... Tell me this.
Uh-oh.
Is it
I think I know where you're going.
Is it politically incorrect to say Black Friday now?
Ooh, wow.
Because ever since I've been working in Retail Giant, they have never called it... They've called it Blitz Day.
Yeah.
Is it because someone came and slapped them on the wrist? They're like, whoa, you guys can't say Black
I don't know why that is, actually.
Like, it's not like there's like... It's not like they named it Black Friday after, like, African Americans. Like, it's just such that everyone acts like a bunch of animals.
Oh my god.
This is the episode where everything gets dark. I mean, it's not like they did that. That's why it's okay.
Everybody's stealing and shoplifting. Oh my god.
There's only one thing we can call this holiday. This post-holiday. But no, they call it Black Friday because it brings out, I think, personally, because it brings out the worst in people, and it's like, black! Like, I mean, really? Like,
yeah.
Black, like, darkness, like, dark. Like, this is dark day. I mean, really, that's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the origins of Black Friday.
I don't know. I'd be interested to know.
Should I look it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something I didn't know you even did this, but getting back to Bray Road really quick, you've actually had an adventure on Bray Road.
Oh yeah, I had a little adventure. You want me to tell you right now?
Yeah, go for it.
So this was probably, 2 years ago now?
Okay.
My dad's a little jokester sometimes. And
okay.
So my sister was over and he's like, hey, you guys get in the truck, let's go somewhere, scary.
Yeah.
So we got in the truck and we're driving. All of a sudden we get to Bray Road, and it was right on the intersection of Hospital Road and Bray Road, which is exactly where we talked about last time.
The sightings.
Yeah, so we passed there and we went all the way down Bray Road. It's like probably half a mile long.
Yeah.
And he stops the truck and he's like, get out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we're like, all right. I got my camera with me and stuff. And so we get out of the truck and he's like, okay, remember the stop sign we passed on Hospital Road? We're like, yeah. He said, meet me there. And so he takes off and his truck goes back down Bray Road. And this is probably like a 10 or 15 minute walk or something. So we're walking and we're just joking around and stuff, and it starts to set in. It's like, this is pretty creepy here. Like, we didn't expect this at all. We thought we were just going to stay in the truck. And we're walking, and finally, after 10 or 15 minutes, we get up to the intersection by the stop sign where we're supposed to meet him. He's not there at all. And so he told us, make sure you stay by the stop sign, otherwise I won't know where you are. So we're waiting by the stop sign, and it's all creepy. There's like this open field over here, and then a bunch of trees around us. And so we're standing there, and all of a sudden, we just hear this growling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, growling. And at first I was like, no, that's nothing, And every, 2 minutes, we would hear this growling. It was growling. God. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. Like what the heck?
Everything I know is a lie.
Yeah. And so we're looking at each other like, seriously, we're trying to analyze this. Yeah. Like, let's be real. What is this? And we had no answers. We're like, this is literally something growling, out in this open field. Yeah. And there's nobody around. My dad's not around at all. And it sounded so real. And it was getting closer and closer. And so we're like, okay, we're not going to stay by the stop sign. Yeah. So we started walking down that Hospital Road, backing up slowly. And it was, coming towards us. It sounded like it was coming right towards us. So at this time, it was at the stop sign that we were at.
Oh, my God.
And it's pitch black. You can't see anything. And we're getting, freaked out. And my sister, starts to jog, away. And I'm like, wait, stop. I'm not, about to run here.
Yeah.
And I'm going through my mind thinking, what can this possibly be? I'm getting creeped out here. and it sounded like it was getting louder and louder. And so probably after 10 minutes of that, you know, me and my sister are this close, and we're just like, what is this? And finally, we see these headlights come, and we're like, oh my God, it's got to be my dad.
Yeah.
So we both book it towards the truck, like running as fast as we can, like all scared. And it's my dad, and we get in the truck as fast as we can. And he's like, what? What's going on? We're like, there's something growling out there. And he's like, no way. And so he drives back towards the stop sign, and we're like, oh my God, it's around here somewhere. This is where the sound was coming from. And he's like, hey, Robert, could you get out of my truck and grab my phone? I dropped it on the ground over here. What he did was recorded a growling sound on his phone.
Oh my God.
To repeat. Every 2 minutes it would repeat. So I don't know, he like got this werewolf sound from somewhere.
Oh my God.
It sounded, I know it sounds stupid now, but it was so real sounding.
How did it get closer?
It was my mind playing tricks. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so what he did when he dropped us off at the end of Bray Road, he drove down, and when he got to the stop sign, he just threw his phone out the window, and it landed right by that stop sign.
Oh my God.
So when we got there, that's when it started going. It worked out perfectly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was so scary.
Have you gotten him back since that?
No.
You gotta now you gotta like hit it. You gotta do something big. Like,
yeah.
You gotta like. He's gotta lose a limb or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So we gotta top that this year when we go.
Oh, I hope we'll hear real growling when we go.
Yeah.
How will you explain that? That's cool. I had never heard that story.
I could have sworn I told you that.
I don't think so.
Huh.
But
yep,
that's cool.
That is cool.
I thought I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my God, because
it's a real werewolf.
I had a feeling it was gonna be that ending, because if it was actually something like that you couldn't explain, that would have come up. Mm-hmm. That was gonna definitely come up on our last conversation that we had in the last show.
Yeah.
Like, you would have been like, look, I know we're making fun of these people that the werewolf slipped off their car, but look, this happened real. I heard growling. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So,
but it was creepy though.
Yeah.
I mean, but before the growling, it was still like a creepy atmosphere.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hopefully this time we really get to do it. It is our last shot. So you have that to look forward to. Black Friday. In case you were wondering. The day's name originated in Philadelphia, where it originally was used to describe the heavy and disruptive pedestrian and vehicle traffic which would occur the day after Thanksgiving. Use of the term started before 1961 and began to see broader use outside of Philadelphia around 1975. Later, an alternative explanation began to be offered that Black Friday indicates the point at which retailers begin to turn a profit, or are in the black. Okay, I actually think I've heard that, in the black, so they finally start to turn a profit, and that's why they give shit away like nuts.
Okay.
Like crazy. Not to be confused with Black Monday.
Oh no.
Do we look up what Black Monday is? I think that's probably something very depressing.
Historic events.
Used to refer to historic events. Oh, I'm not going there. I had a little Black Monday on my own.
Oh wow.
So we got keeping on the right on the heels of some spooky stuff. I saw a few scary movies this week.
Oh yeah, what'd you see?
I just got back from seeing Paranormal Activity 4.
Yeah.
And saw it in IMAX.
Okay.
I wanted to give IMAX another shot because I went to go see Dark Knight Rises in IMAX.
Bad experience?
Terrible. I was off to the side of the screen, and when I'm thinking IMAX, have you been to the IMAX?
Where is this? Is this in Waukesha?
Well, this particular one was at Mayfair.
Okay.
But
either way, I don't think I have. No.
Okay. So when I think of an IMAX, like when I was growing up, I went to, like, the museum had an IMAX.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
what
was
I'm thinking of.
huge, like, our museum, our public museum in Milwaukee has an IMAX, which was a huge dome that took up, like...
Just watched a movie on that.
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's like
it takes up
180 degrees, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, I mean, it's like you're in the movie. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're kind of almost moving a little bit.
Yeah.
I get that sense a little bit.
Yep.
So now, whenever I've heard the term IMAX, like, since that's all I've known, I was like, oh my god, a movie in IMAX? That's gotta be amazing! And I finally went and saw a movie in IMAX. For some reason, this is the first time I've actually seen a movie in IMAX, and that was Dark Knight Rises. And I went inside, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I can't wait. I was expecting, like, this huge, big dome, and then I went in, I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's like an ultra screen. It looks just like, it's like a curved, like, bigger screen.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is IMAX?
Isn't IMAX just like a really
It's
good
a
format?
good format.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I was pissed off about seeing the Dark Knight.
Because they have like IMAX cameras, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess, yeah, it's just a really good, really nice looking format.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was always just thinking, like, IMAX is, like, the ultimate experience. And I was, like, thinking every screen was that big fucking
Yeah, I
big
know.
dome.
I used to think that too.
So, unfortunately not. And I was off to the side during The Dark Knight Rises, so that probably didn't help either.
Yeah, on a curved screen like that. That'd be kind of weird.
So I was like, I'll give it another shot. With a movie that's shot to make it look like it's a home video, so what could possibly go wrong this time? So we get to the theater, and we walk in, and it's pretty nice. There's like literally maybe 8 other people in there, so we have our pick of wherever we want to go.
Wow.
So I sit right
In between them all.
In between them all. So right in the middle. Right in the very center. I think I was probably like in the very center of the theater, like the most centered I could be in the movie theater.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm ready for this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super amped. I'm like, I know there's not a whole lot of effects and chase scenes going on in this film, but I'm gonna be in the experience this time. And so I'm getting, I'm all excited, and I start watching some trailers. Very first trailer that happens, they go, these following trailers have not been enhanced by IMAX. So I'm like, damn it. What kind of start is this?
Yeah.
And so we watched those trailers for a while, and I'm like, alright, well, I've seen most of these movies. This is, alright, bring it on, Bring on Paranormal Activity 4. And the trailer stopped, and then they show a commercial for turning your cell phones off, and it's like Finding Nemo. And it looks like people are sitting in front of this. It's like kind of like a Mystery Science Theater thing.
Yeah.
It looks like people are sitting there behind the projector,
Uh-huh.
and then like some guy answers his phone, and then it shows one of the big shark from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
He comes down and he eats the guy that brings his cell phone out. I'm like, this is like pretty morbid. It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
And like, what kind of message? Like, kill the people that are rude. So I was like a little like put off by that, and at the same time I'm like thinking, is this movie gonna start soon? And I'm like, no, it's got to start. They just showed the phone thing. It's gonna now. Here we go. All of a sudden, the following trailers have been enhanced by IMAX.
Oh my
so we
God.
watch a whole other set of trailers. But they showed some really cool ones. The Hobbit actually looks really, really good.
Oh yeah.
It looks awesome. Like, I was never into the Lord of the Rings at all. I don't think I've actually.
Yeah, that wasn't really either that much.
Like, I don't know if I've actually even been able to sit through a whole one of those movies.
Yeah, me neither. I think I did with the first one. I made myself.
Yeah, just to see what the hype was about.
Yeah, it looks awesome and stuff, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. It didn't hold my attention for the whole thing.
Yeah, but I've never really been that into them, but now I saw the Hobbit trailer and it looks. I mean, I was super impressed. Like this the environments and like this world that he's created. It's just like you put that up against the Avatar world. I don't give a shit who you are. That's better.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta see this.
Avatar's just a rainforest. This is like a whole this is a shire.
A shire. Wow.
I mean, I've never been to a
shire.
Been to a shire. I've been to a rainforest. Sorta. Kinda.
The Mitchell Domes. Yeah.
Been to the Rainforest Cafe. So that counts, right?
Oh yeah.
So getting to the actual movie. I was actually just gonna do a movie review, but yeah, I was pissed because by the time the movie started, we were already like 35 minutes in.
Jeez.
So what I'm really saying is, don't go see movies. Don't just watch them at home. Don't waste your time. But Paranormal Activity 4. Let's see.
I'm sick, by the way. That's why I keep coughing.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
That's
about
what
that.
happens when you're sick.
I'm sorry about that. Get well soon.
Disclaimer.
I don't want to be mean or spoil the movie, so I'll do what I can here.
Okay.
Paranormal Activity 4 is a lot of the same. I mean, it's at times it's actually kind of just you know the format, and so you know what to expect, and you know like you almost know like that there's a certain like way they do things where like it starts off super like just kind of slow, and then it kind of starts peaking, and then like each time and each they do the thing again. Have you seen the first one or any of them?
Yeah, actually I did see the first one. Yeah.
So they do the thing again where they go like night one and then like this night. So like then as you start getting deeper into the nights, then more creepy stuff starts happening. So it's the same format with different people, but now you're getting deeper into like the origins, like more of the origins, and finding out why, like what happened, tying up loose ends and things like that. And it's just there's just some weird like it's the same. It's Paranormal Activity.
They're milking out the franchise, I think.
Yeah,
getting all the money they can before it ends.
Yeah,
like Saw.
Yeah. That was sad because I loved that franchise.
Yeah,
to see it go out like that, it was like watching like a dog. Like it was like having a family dog that got really old. And, God. You remember like when you were young and the dog was young and it would run around and it was so much fun, and now it just sits around the house and it's just kind of sad to watch. That was Saw. That's how Saw went out.
I didn't see the last one at all.
It's sad.
Was it Saw 3D or something?
There was, I think there was one after that, wasn't there? No, I think you're right. Final Chapter was the 3D one.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that one at all.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't even remember really what happened, but I know I was disappointed. But yeah, that's kind of what happened here. Like I was disappointed, but I knew. I mean, I wasn't really expecting much of a difference in what I've seen before.
Yeah.
I mean. So I shouldn't have been. I wasn't that disappointed. The main girl though, she's like, her and her boyfriend are like such a nice like duo. They've got very good chemistry in the movie. Yeah. Like I was actually I was envious of this fake relationship that I saw on screen. I started crying in the movie theater. It's like I want that. So they work really well together. The whole family they do. It's very like good acting in the film. They make it very. It's very believable. Everyone does like a really good job, except there's these like this story. I mean, I showed this in the trailer, so I can talk about it. Like the story centers around two little boys, and they're supposed to be creepy little boys, but like they're not really. It's just they're kind of. It's more laughable than it is creepy. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's a bummer.
Yeah, And I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still like
they were really creepy.
It was my favorite movie, best of 2012.
Those two characters were the best in the whole movie.
They had the best chemistry on screen. No, it was good, and there was I couldn't. I mean, well, you want me to rate it? I'll just rate it.
Yeah, just give me a rating quick.
6.5.
Okay.
Out of 10.
Wow.
Good way to close it. If they don't close it off, I'll be pretty annoyed. So that was Paranormal Activity. The second movie I saw this week was Sinister.
Okay.
Without giving much away for this one, I'll give you a short review, and I won't talk about going to see it in the theater because there wasn't much that happened before I saw it.
All right.
There wasn't any trailers that really got me going, or a bunch of IMAX stuff. This was just standard. So the movie Sinister, it centers around a guy who finds some footage in his attic.
Mm-hmm.
After moving into a house, but the whole reason he moves into the house is because he's an author and he's trying to get inspired to write his next book.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this movie was awesome. It was a very good horror film. Like I'd go back and I'd watch it again.
Yeah,
it'd definitely be like one of my October movies to watch.
Wow.
There were a few things though. I mean, there was some scenes in the movie where his wife and him God damn it.
Remember sentences?
Him and his wife fight, and it gets very it's very intense. Like it doesn't belong in this type of movie. Like it doesn't belong in this setting. I don't feel like it. It gets it's almost like you're watching like a horror movie. Or oh my god! Jesus.
I'm out of here. This is too much.
This is the worst show I've ever seen. It's almost like you're watching a drama.
Okay.
The way that things start unfolding in their relationship, it's like you're watching Revolutionary Road or something. Like they have these terrible fights, and they have a kid, and it's just cringeworthy.
Mm.
And it's not necessary. They don't really need it to propel the story, I don't think. But whatever. That's why I'm not a filmmaker.
Was their fighting a big part of the story or something?
Yeah. But I don't think they need they didn't need it, is what I'm saying. It's a big part of the story, but they could it didn't need it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I get it.
But here's what they did right. The found footage is so creepy. It's disturbing.
What is this footage of? Or where did it come from?
So, spoilers. If you don't want to hear any of the footage or what I'm about to say, just stop listening for a little bit. Just a little.
Please come back, though.
Please come back. I won't talk very long about it. The footage. So he finds a box in the attic, and it's labeled home videos or something, and he just assumes, okay, this is from the owner of the previous house, and it's just a bunch of home videos of random events. And he sees the tapes; they're all labeled different things. One is pool party, one is called sleepy time, one is hanging out, and he watches hanging out. This is the very first. This is the footage that they show at the beginning of the film, and then they show it again when he actually watches it. It's super messed up. It's it's a tree, and there's 4 or 5 people standing under one of the branches of the tree. Mm-hmm. They all have burlap sacks over their heads.
Okay.
They all have nooses around their necks. And they're just standing at the bottom of the tree like this, and all of a sudden you see this tree branch get cut down, and all the nooses rise up at the same time, and the family is just dangling there, and it's just there's this creepy music in the background. The footage is super grainy, so it looks like it's real, and it's like the most off-putting thing I've ever seen in like a mainstream film.
Jeez.
And there's like 4 or 5 more tapes like that, similar to that. What I described, it's in the same vein as that, but different things happening. So it's the way they do it, it's so well done, and like the music that they chose, oh my god, you hear that music before you go to bed, like you're not sleeping that night. It's super creepy. Although you might disagree, because I remember we listened to that one Elvis song I thought was so creepy, that one Moby song. I'm gonna play those a little bit today too for the episode.
All right.
That's still that'll give me the chills.
I remember that. What was it called?
I don't remember the Elvis one, but the Moby one was called My Weakness. And it's got like a little choir. It's like, oh.
I don't remember that.
Oh, we're gonna play that. And the Elvis one is just him singing like with a high voice, and that's supposed to be creepy. I don't remember the name of that song either, but we'll play the Moby one. That one, right. I swear, I won't even be able to listen to it for that long.
What?
I don't know why it's so creepy to me, but people say it's supposed to be relaxing. That's what you told me. You said it was relaxing, like it's calming. But I'll play it.
All right.
So they did that. That's so well done, and that's. I mean, if there's any reason, just watch it for that alone, like just to see those little like found footage clips. It's so creepy. So Sinister, 7.5 or 8. Yep.
Okay.
It's really, really well done.
What horror movie would you give a 9 or a 10 to?
Wow. Like, are you saying my favorite horror films?
Yeah. Oh boy.
One of my favorite horror films that I found to be very well done. I don't know if you're like, are you baiting me? to go, like, do you want me to say a certain answer?
No, I was just like
Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Oh, okay.
I think that's one of my new favorite horror movies.
Okay.
I'm super big into like slasher films. I love like Friday the 13th. I wrote a script. I don't know if I ever told you this. I wrote a script that was based on like Friday the 13th. Like, I wrote a slasher film.
Really?
We should post that on the blog, because I don't think I'll ever turn that into a film.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever turn anything into a film.
You filmed that?
No, I wrote like an hour-long script.
Huh.
And I filmed probably the first 2 minutes of it.
Okay.
So we'll put that on the blog. But it was it was supposed to be like my version, but like the same kind of format of like a Friday the 13th, about these kids that go to a summer home, and like you can tell it was written like by a young high school kid. Like the kids are just so annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I love slasher films. Saw is very well done. I love Saw, the first one.
Yeah.
The third one's good too. Then there's another movie. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Behind the Mask.
Nope.
This movie, you should just borrow it.
You got that?
It's on Netflix. Actually, it's on Netflix. But
okay.
Behind the Mask it's so funny, but it's also like it's eerie. It's
get a look at the cover.
It's a movie that it's so creative. Like, it's a movie that is about a film crew that follows around like a slasher, and like they follow him around, and like they get like they go through like what his process is, and like how he like gets his victims and stuff, and like he sits down with like people that inspired him, and like there's so many references to like Jason and like Freddy, and like it's a comedy, but like they put it in like it's like a horror, like a slasher film.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of actors in there are from famous slasher movies. Like the guy who plays Freddy's in there, Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Tony Todd from Candyman is in there, I think. And a few others are in that movie, and it's such a good it pays pays homage to
Mm-hmm.
the older movies, but does it in like such an awesome way.
Wow.
So I definitely recommend that movie.
Okay.
I don't know. There's so many horror movies. The Descent. It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Super creepy.
Yeah.
Hostel. A lot of people will disagree with me because they think it. I mean, it starts out as a comedy and like it's a road trip movie and it's like porno, but those reactions from the guy coming in whistling and like just having such an awesome time, like to be there hacking the guy is alive. Is like so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
But those are some of them, I guess. What are some of your favorite horror movies?
Let's see. I don't know, like movies. I don't really get scared from many movies. Actually, what scares me the most is, I guess, paranormal movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably because it's the most like relatable.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be sitting there in your room and a slasher's gonna walk up. You know, I'm not really thinking about that. I'm like,
maybe not in this neighborhood. I mean, if we were like on the north side, maybe.
Yeah. But like paranormal stuff or invisible stuff, that creeps me out. Like I'll be sitting in my room at night, and I'll just get that feeling like something's there, and
something's
it's just
not
like,
right.
Something just ain't. Yeah, and you look around, and I don't know what it is. So like Paranormal Activity, I can barely watch those kind of movies.
Really?
Yeah.
The one thing that always sticks with me from that movie is just how she stood there.
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
Yep.
Is there other, like, I'm trying to think now if there's other paranormal movies that...
Yeah, I'm trying to think
about. I don't know. I can't really. Oh, have you seen like Haunting in Connecticut or
No.
any of those types of movies?
Nope.
Those are pretty creepy. Have you seen The Exorcist?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I'm sure it was awesome when it first came out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it doesn't really scare me. It's a good movie, but
I feel like it drags on a little, actually.
yeah.
To be honest.
Recent movie that I like is Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
I don't know. That was an awesome movie.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was so much different than anything out there, but in like they did everything like so well for being so different.
That's probably one of my favorite horror movies now.
That's a good one.
Not because of the, because it's scary, just because it's entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got like the perfect, like a lot of horror movies, they try to mix comedy in there and it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But that's got the perfect mix of comedy and horror to it.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what the actor's name is. You know the two guys who are like running the control room? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one guy from oh my God. One of the guys was from Step Brothers, right?
Yeah,
he played the dad.
that guy, yeah. He was awesome in that.
Isn't the other guy, though, the guy who wasn't he in Billy Madison?
Billy Madison.
As, like, one of the...
Yeah, I think he was.
The guys in, like, the suits?
Yeah, he was in a lot of movies, too. That guy's been around forever. I don't know what his name is, though.
Yeah, those guys were so funny.
Yeah.
But it never, like, took you out of, like, when things were actually supposed to like be kind of creepy, they never took you out of it, which was nice. Yeah, that was an awesome movie.
Yep.
I really like Chris Hemsworth too.
Mm-hmm.
He's so sexy.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor. And that other everyone actually was really cool in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the movies that doesn't have a good mix of comedy and horror is Candyman.
Oh man.
That movie has comedy unintentionally, I think. And I'm sure back in the day it was probably a lot creepier. But it was a good movie. And that was like the first time I watched it. We watched Candyman. And we were gonna talk about it on the last show. because we both watched it for the first time and we're going to give a nice review 20 years later. Because we both hadn't seen it before. But I was just thinking how there was that one line that always, like, it always makes you laugh now. There's a scene in the movie Candyman. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It is worth watching. It's a good movie. I'm still kind of confused by what went down a little bit.
Yeah, there's a point in there that it just took a weird turn.
Yeah.
And you can't really explain it.
Like, I don't understand, like, probably maybe the the last quarter of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But,
right when she's in the parking garage.
Yeah, as soon as she gets to the garage, that's where everything takes a nasty turn. And I mean, that's what made it good for me, though. Like, I was like really trying to figure out what's gonna be going on here.
Yeah,
it bugged me that the Candyman didn't look very scary.
That was the biggest thing.
Yeah, like it was literally just a guy with a hook, a normal guy with a hook for a hand.
Yeah, if you guys ever saw Allstate car insurance commercials, there's that black guy. It's him.
It's him.
It looks exactly like him. The only difference is Candyman has a hook for a hand.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I don't know what they're trying to say here. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know what they were thinking. But that's it. But the funniest part of that movie, the thing that sticks with me, there's a part in that movie where she goes into a bathroom stall because she's investigating the legend of Candyman. Because, you say his name 3 times and turning around in a mirror or whatever, and he's supposed to appear.
Yeah.
And so she's doing a research on the legend of Candyman, and it brings her to a town where supposedly some events went down, some creepy events, and she goes into a bathroom stall where, was this supposed to be where someone was murdered inside this bathroom stall?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so she goes into the stall. It's pretty creepy in there already.
That was where Candyman got beat, wasn't it? He got beat to death or something like that.
Oh yeah, like the people from town found out or something.
Yeah, I think he might have died in that bathroom.
Okay,
was that it?
That makes sense because they had wasn't there a stall that was kind of like set aside for like some creepy shit?
Yeah.
Okay, so she goes in there, starts investigating, and all of a sudden a bunch of thugs come into the bathroom. One of them, like the leader of them, comes up to her and he goes, "I hear you're looking for a Candyman, bitch." He smacks her in the face. She falls down, and then she awakens in her hometown somehow.
Yeah.
And she's got to go into the police department, and there's a police lineup of all these different African American guys in a line, and they all repeat the same line one after another. "I hear you're looking for a Candyman, bitch. I hear you're looking for a Candyman, bitch." Oh, one after another. It was so funny and so out of place for that movie.
Yeah.
There really weren't any other unintentionally funny things in that movie. Like, I know a lot of 80s movies are cheesy, and that makes it funny. This wasn't that cheesy. It was pretty good. It holds up.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it seemed so out of place for that movie.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Music was pretty creepy too. Music is a big thing for me. We might as well, since we're talking about music, let's just go on to, and I'll play the music that scares me.
All right.
Is there any more movies you want to touch on though before we move on?
I don't think so.
Okay. If there's one movie you could recommend, one scary movie you recommend, what would you recommend for our audience to watch over Halloween?
Definitely Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cabin in the Woods. I agree. I'm going to say Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Okay.
I'm on the found footage kick right now, and that's what does it for me. Is having it that look to it where it could be real.
Yeah.
It's oh man. That's probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen personally. Like,
yeah. It's like half an hour long, isn't it?
Poughkeepsie Tapes?
Yeah.
No.
No?
It's a full movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I just saw like a 30-minute section. It was on YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then I saw the whole thing.
Okay.
I must just be wrong.
No, it's like hour 30 minutes or something.
Huh.
They did split, like, the version I watched, they split into parts. Maybe you just watched one part.
Probably. No, I'm sure I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I would have found out, but I just remember seeing 30 minutes on the bottom.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, maybe they split it up or something.
Yeah, I mean, you remember when, gosh, I don't want to, like, do you remember when they interviewed the girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like an hour and a half.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on you. It should be on YouTube still.
It's like if a killer taped his own, like, murders.
Yeah.
And, like, what he does.
Yeah. And it's like, they get into the mind of a killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but
yeah,
my guess is that it's pretty accurate. It's so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check it out. It's good.
Yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods, very good. But yeah, this song, it's maybe like the circumstances is what makes it so creepy for me. I'll tell you what it's associated with. I was trying to get to sleep one night. So I was listening to a playlist that was like, get to sleep fast, and like these are songs that help me sleep.
Yeah.
And
some horror music comes on.
A bunch of creepy music.
Try to sleep now.
Gotcha. And they, it's the average like piano songs and like soothing music.
Yeah.
And I'm a really shitty sleeper. Like, I'm thinking that I have, like, some kind of sleeping disorder, because I'll wake up, like, last time I slept, I woke up, like, 2-hour intervals.
Huh.
I don't know what it is, but, so whatever. So I wake up quite often. And so I woke up in the middle of this playlist going off, and this is the song that I heard.
Okay.
And they say it's relaxing. When I heard this song, I almost shit myself. I thought I was going to be raped or murdered. I was so scared. It gave me such an eerie vibe. And
wow.
It took me even longer to sleep after this. I needed another playlist. And, like, I don't know what it was. But, you can judge for yourself. I don't even know how long I can play this for.
Alright.
It's these little kids singing. Imagine waking up to this. Is this not doing anything for you?
I can see how it'd be creepy.
Like, maybe if I hadn't heard it when I, like, waking up to it, it would be a different story. But I can't even get through that.
Creepy.
That is so creepy to me. Like, I've got the chills right now from listening to that 30 seconds of it. I'm serious. Like, is there any songs that creep you out that do it for you?
I'm sure there are.
Yeah. Like, music, I don't know why it is, but, like, music is such a big factor for me. And, like, it could be something that's probably not even, like, that's probably not even made to be scary. But if it's got, like, a certain, like, thing to it, it's like a certain element to it, and that's what makes it really, really creepy.
Yeah.
Also, things that, like, if you, like, have something where it's like audio going backwards, that always creeps me out.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's gonna stick with me for a while.
I'm sleeping at night.
Ooh, good thing I'm going to my buddy's house later. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep alone here. But yeah, that's scary music. Halloween. Wow, I got still a lot of ground to cover here.
Really?
Halloween traditions, do you have anything that sticks out? I really don't, to be honest with you. So if you don't, I won't. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
No, I don't really.
I whipped this one out at the last second. I really thought we'd be on Bray Road right now.
Well, haunted houses. I mean, I try to go to one every year.
Yeah,
but they're not that scary.
I mean,
it's more of the fun of just going to them.
Yeah.
Usually I go earlier in October to like get me in the holiday spirit.
Right. And then just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so we got ours in this year.
Yeah, I wish we could do one more still.
Yeah. We still could, but
Yeah. Do they do them on Sunday nights?
Oh, I don't know actually. I think they do.
We could do one tomorrow night.
Yeah.
If you want.
All right.
That could be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice way to cap off the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, so you heard it here first.
Meet us there.
Yeah, I don't really do a whole lot either. I mean, not tradition-wise. I do a lot. I try to do a lot. Like, there's the movies. I like the movie marathons on TV. AMC has a lot of good marathons.
Yeah.
This week, they just had a Friday the 13th marathon. I was watching that. I think Halloween marathon starts this upcoming week, so that'll be fun.
Actually, I do have one.
Okay.
And I didn't even know it was one, is the Nightmare Before Christmas. I watch it every October.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, it is. Probably for the last 5 years I've done that.
On the actual 31st? Or is it
just in October. Yep.
Have you done it yet?
Nope.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can't break this now. That's cool.
We got 10 days.
One that I started recently is I go to Madison for, well, they call it the Freak Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. It's like they close off like the streets and everyone dresses up. And
All the freaks come out.
All the freaks come out at night.
That's why I'm there.
Dress up in their costumes, and
yeah.
I feel like we'll be seeing like a lot of replacement refs this year, and like what else is topical? We'll see some other stuff.
I'm sure Bane will be there.
Yeah, we'll see Bane. We'll see Batman. Yeah. Some Avengers, maybe. I would like to be Bane just so I could use the voice.
Yeah.
When I gave my best man speech, I started off.
I
as,
said the whole thing in Bane's
Bane.
voice.
I started off as Bane. I was like, "Hello, everybody." It was solid. Because that was a big kick we were on. It was just talking like Bane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you really did?
I did. I actually
okay.
I opened it with Bane voice.
Oh my god.
And that was like, it was super awkward because there was like just a few mixed chuckles. The people who got it. But the other people were like, is this guy okay?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I go to that. I started going to that because my buddy lives in Madison, so we stay there and we have like a party and go to the Freak Fest, whatever. So that's fun. I think this year I got my costume this year. I'm gonna be I'm making my own superhero.
Wow.
And it's gonna be called Retail Man.
Oh no.
I'm turning my work uniform into like a superhero uniform. I'm gonna put like a giant like W on my chest.
Yeah.
And like I'll have like I don't know. That's all I got. I'll turn it, I'll make it some kind of super. Like I'll make like a blue cape or something.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I'll get like a Telzon that I can always keep on me, like a holster with a Telzon in it.
Jeez.
That'd be funny. But yeah, that's really all I got for traditions. When I was younger, of course, trick or treating was always a big thing. Yeah. I was so pissed because when we were young, I remember trick or treating. They did it more in like the afternoon. Our town never usually did evening trick or treating.
No, they were always worried about getting hit by cars and stuff. That's what I heard.
What a bunch of amateurs.
It just adds to the excitement.
But now it seems like they're a little bit more loose with that because I've seen. I mean, it's starting later and later, like 6 o'clock.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's definitely like. There is some darkness now when they've done it, because I remember I have to hand candy out, so I'm aware of when they do this.
Yeah.
When is trick-or-treating this year, do you know?
I don't know. We live out of town, kind of, so we don't really get anybody.
There was always the big myth, like the people out of town, like those were the people that give like the good shit though, because like not as many people go.
Yeah, actually, my mom gets a ton of candy
Really?
every year, like awesome stuff. Yeah,
The full bars.
And so like, yeah, we probably get like 5 people a year, so they each get a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like always I remember that was the big like myth of like the people, like if you go like travel distances and like go in the country, those are like the people, you'll get some awesome stuff. But we could never do it because our parents would never take us.
Maybe it is true.
Yeah, so kids, venture out into the unknown territory.
Yeah.
Go into the back streets, and that's where the good candy is. Go down the private drives.
Yeah.
That's where they keep the good stuff. Yeah, so, whatever. I used to have I dressed up in some weird costumes. I remember I was a popcorn box one year, like a box of popcorn, and I was a robot one year. My friend Mitch was a sandwich once.
A sandwich?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
any particular kind or just generic?
I think just generic sandwich. Okay. A little lettuce, tomato sticking out.
Okay.
I think he might have actually been the meat of the sandwich.
Okay.
A little, little morbid, but it's Halloween. We'll let it slide. Yeah. What else we got here? Scary things from the past.
Ooh.
This could be anything. I don't know if you were thinking about this, but I thought of a bunch on my way over here that really, like, these aren't necessarily, like, they're not really, like, unexplainable or, like, paranormal, but they are, like, scary things that have happened to me where I'm like, wow, like, whew, like, this got the heart racing.
Yeah?
This first one, I was gonna wait to tell this one when we might have a special guest coming, like for the end of the show, and I'll tell this story because this was actually with him.
Okay.
I'll move on to this one. I've got a sleeping, I don't know if you call it a disorder or like a condition, called sleep paralysis that I'll get every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, it's probably like the creepiest thing that ever can happen during like some of the most restful, what are supposed to be the most restful moments of your life. You'll be half like your body like is in a state of, it's like almost in a coma, but like it's almost like you're in a coma. Like your body doesn't move, but you're aware of the outside world. Like
are you still half dreaming?
Your body. This is what's fucked up. This is what I'll get to. Your body, like, I believe, that you are half dreaming, and I'll tell you a story. That's just like a scary story that happened to me. Okay. But yeah, so your body is like frozen. You know you're conscious though. Yeah. So you're trying to move your body. You can't even scream. Like the first time this happened to me, I was in the middle of a dream, and then I got into like a sleep paralysis kind of thing, and I was like trying to scream for my mom because I didn't know what was going on, and all I could do was go, It was like my mouth was glued shut. It was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, I especially because I had no idea what this was. I thought like I don't know. I really couldn't explain it. But now that I know what it is, like I know it. Like I know what's happening, but it still scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So this particular story, I don't even know like how to explain this. Like it could be paranormal shit, but it's probably just like my mind.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a sleep paralysis. I'm more annoyed at this point. I'm like, okay, come on. And about 1 minute into this,
so you're like awake and looking around your room?
No, I can't even see. Like it's dark.
Oh,
it's either dark or like imagery.
Okay.
Shit. Imagery. So, I mean, this is giving me the chills already. I'm sitting there like in the middle of this sleep paralysis, like trying to get out of it. Like I usually, like, they say, like, you just kind of try to start, like, wiggling, like, certain extremities.
Yeah.
And that, like, could get you out. But, like, I'm trying to get out, and all of a sudden I hear, like, acoustic guitars playing.
Mike. Yeah?
Yeah, like, it's creepy as hell. I hear, like, acoustic guitar playing in my room, and it sounds like it's coming from, like, the side of my bed. Like, it sounds like there's someone, like, crouched down, like, next to my bed, like, playing an acoustic guitar. And I'm starting to, like, breathe, like, kind of heavy here, and I'm, like, freaking out. I'm like, there's someone in my fucking room. I can't move. Like, I can't move. There's someone in my room. And, like, I've had moments, I don't know if this was in the same time or not, but, like, oh, it's like during sleep paralysis, like, I'll feel, or, like, I'll be dreaming, like, it's kind of a dream mix. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I'll feel like I'm trying to get out of it, and then, like, I'm on the floor. Like, it'll feel like I've fallen off the bed, I'm on the floor, but I'm still in sleep paralysis, so I'm, like, frozen, and, like, I feel like there's stuff above me, like, going on, and I'm, like, on the ground, and I'm, like, oh, this is, like, giving me the chills to talk about, because it's, like, it's really, it's so
You're
creepy.
not really on the floor, though?
No, never even left the bed. But, like, I swear to God, like, I feel like it's the floor.
Yeah.
It's so real. And, like, not to mention, like, it also feels like there's stuff happening around me as well.
Yeah.
And, like, you can hear things, and, like, you feel things, and, like... But, yeah, this particular moment, I could, like, it was so distinct. Like, there was music playing from my room, and, like, there was a guy, like, in there playing. And it was the creepiest thing. I finally get out of it. And the worst part of it is, like, when you're out of it, like, maybe I'll say like 50% of the time, like, there's a chance, like, I'll get back, do it again, it'll happen again.
Really?
So I don't want to.
How often does this happen?
Recently it's been more often than it should be.
Really?
It's kind of weird. Like,
once a month, or?
Yeah, I'd say probably once a month.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little less than that. Like,
yeah.
But it's been happening more recently now for some reason. Like, growing up, I don't really, like, throughout high school, I don't even remember it happening, like, once. But now it's been happening a lot, which is weird. Probably the stress, this life I live, this stressful life. But it is such a weird experience. Have you never had this happen?
I kind of had something like that, yeah. I've heard of people having that too, but, like, the only time I can remember is when I was sitting there just sleeping away, and all of a sudden I woke up, and the way I think it happened is I was wide awake, and I really did wake up, and I just looked at my ceiling, and I saw a centipede that was a foot long, not even kidding, and probably like half a foot wide.
God.
I'm saying, like, you know,
oh my God,
like, huge. Like,
yeah.
Never would you see any insect this big. It just dropped right on my head, and I was wide awake. I was so sure I was wide awake, and I really saw this thing. And so I covered, this was in the middle of summer, I covered myself up with my blankets, and I was like, this thing's going to get in.
Oh my
like,
God.
Where did this thing come from? And so I'm, like, tucking in the blankets all around my whole body so this thing can't get around me. I almost, like, suffocated and, like, sweated to death because I was so afraid of this thing getting me. And I was sitting there for, I'd say, 2 hours, not even moving, like, listening for it, you know?
Oh,
and by the time, this time, I for sure was wide awake, and I was like, okay, I want to, like, get out of my bed and turn my lights on, but I can't because this thing's gonna, like, eat me.
Oh my God.
So I think what really happened is the first time when I opened my eyes and saw the centipede, I was half dreaming. So I think my eyes were really open and I was really looking, but the other half, my mind was still dreaming, so it put this centipede from my dream into real life. And when those two mix like that, it's so real. Absolutely real.
That's what, like, I mean, it's just so fascinating. Like, the realm of, like, sleeping and dreaming and all the mind, it's like, it can be so, like,
and
creepy.
I was sitting there, like, like, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in foot-long centipedes. And so I'm sitting there wide awake in my bed, like, rationalizing this, thinking, that's not real,
Mm-hmm.
but I just saw it.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So what do I do here?
What do you want me to do?
So, yeah, I just sat there for, like, 2 hours, and then I was so, like, deprived of oxygen that I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of here. And, like, I bolted out of my bed and, like, ran over to my light switch and turned it on, and there was nothing there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
Like, and I unlike you, I do believe in the paranormal, but I have not had any. Really, I'm sure I've had what I would feel as a paranormal experience, but none that I really like can think of right now.
Yeah.
Like that really come to me. My experiences have just been like trickery, mind trickery. But,
yeah.
One creepy thing. I don't know why I was like I wanted to do this, but like I was like trying to freak myself out one night. You're gonna laugh at this, but like
All right.
I was like scanning. I was in my car and I was like, how can I get scared here? So I went to the AM stations and I just started scanning them, trying to listen for weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was like me trying to get scared, like, ooh, AM stations. But
Talk radio. Oh my god.
Have you ever done that?
Podcast?
Ooh, there's some weird stuff on AMs. There's a show called Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, and it's like that's a show. If in another life, that would be my show. That's a conspiracy show.
Oh yeah,
it's so awesome. This show they just talk about UFOs, paranormal, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
it's a good time. But I was listening to that a little bit, but like there's just some weird stuff on like unexplainable things on AM radio.
Yeah,
at night you go through there and it's like. You hear music, like weird music. You hear like weird talking. Like sometimes it's staticky, but like you hear talking still through the static.
Yeah,
it's creepy.
Mm-hmm. I've done that.
So I did that to creep myself out. That scared me already. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Hello. Hey. That's all right. I was going to be heading out a little bit. We're just wrapping the show up. Are you actually here? Do you want to stop in for a little bit? All right. Yeah, just walk on in. We're going to be still recording, so. All right. Bye. Sorry, that was actually... We'll cut that out, but that was Garrett. Our special guest is coming.
He has arrived.
We'll be wrapping the show up then pretty soon here. He'll tell you... He can help join me in the story of the last thing that scared the shit out of me. I wanted to talk... Oh! I was meaning to bring this up actually when we were talking about our traditions, but is there any Halloween candy that you just like, yes, this is the best Halloween, I gotta have it. If this isn't in my sack, the whole night wasn't worth it.
Like when I was a kid?
Yeah. Or even now. I mean, I'm not saying you trick or treat, but...
nothing's coming to mind.
I just remember, like, sometimes they'd throw, like, Andy's candies in there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's the shit.
That's the jackpot?
That's the jackpot. Or, like, I like Jolly Ranchers. That was always a nice...
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd put Jolly Rancher suckers in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you were, like... that house was really hardcore, they'd put Jolly Rancher suckers. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the big kind, like the big individually wrapped ones. That was awesome for me.
What makes me sick is working in the produce department. You see little packets of carrots. Fun-sized carrots. You know, people put those... You're supposed to buy them so you can hand them out for trick-or-treaters.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You think people actually do that?
They're selling.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What
a
sick world.
Yeah.
Forget the terrorism, forget whatever. This is where it's at. This is the real cause.
Those are the real villains.
Yeah. I saw in the back there was a bunch of there was a pallet and it had cereal little individual cereals
Mm-hmm.
to give out for Halloween.
Cereal?
Who the hell wants cereal?
Jeez.
Why are they doing this? Just candy is fine.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need to have... I don't need cereal. I don't need carrots. Definitely don't need apples with razor blades in them. There was a house that gave out apples one year.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what are they thinking?
I know, like,
The kid's
especially...
not going to eat that. I can see if you're like, oh, I'm gonna give this kid a little healthy
Yeah.
snack here. He's not going to eat it.
He's not. He'll
No.
throw it fucking at your windows.
Yeah.
Hello.
Whoa.
Welcome. Come join us. Welcome to Media Pod Smash.
You're part of the show. So.
Yeah.
Are you guys live right now?
We're live.
Oh, okay, awesome.
This is my friend Garrett Key.
Hey guys.
Hello. Garrett and I go way back. We took
He's got a story
Prior-
lined up for you.
Yeah.
Pre-K.
Pre-K,
baby.
Pre-K, baby. we God, there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about our history, but this is our Halloween show, so
I feel like we can save that for another one.
we'll save it for we'll do like a little origin story. We'll have it one day if Robert can't do it, or even if you're here, we'll just steal the show.
All right.
We'll tag team it.
We'll do a little origin story of how we met. But right now we're talking Halloween right now. It's things that get us off. Things that scare us.
Did you guys talk about paranormal?
I
Activity
did. I
before?
gave my movie
Slash
reviews for it.
All
I
right.
talked about how fucking there was like 34 minutes of trailers.
There was.
And
That was
commercials.
kind of ridiculous. It
What
might
did
have been
you-
Just the IMAX.
Yeah, they were like really pimping the IMAX. There was literally like 4 bumps for IMAX. It was like, prepare yourselves for IMAX. And it was like, all right, okay. And then they had like a countdown. It was like, in the movie for IMAX starts in 5, 4. And then they had another one too, I don't remember. What did you think of Paranormal Activity 4?
You know, I liked it. I actually thought it was probably equivalent to the first one, just because the first one gets you hooked.
Yeah.
But then the fourth one, like, it was pretty good.
Did you
I will
think
say that.
that it was like, why?
Well, I don't know. Why?
What is wrong with you?
It was just why? Because like the anticipation, like I don't know, if probably by the same directors and everything. Assuming. I don't
Well,
pay much attention to that
The
stuff.
it was the 2 guys who did the 3rd one.
Okay.
And those were the guys that made Catfish. Don't even get me started on that piece of shit.
But I don't know. I felt like the anticipation, like the like freaky moments, like and you know.
Yeah.
They were amplified.
I agree, but I feel like there was fewer of them. And it still followed that same, like, that format roller coaster.
True,
Where it was
absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, night 1, oh, not much tonight, guys. But then, like, night 15, you know.
I just felt like the overall cast, like acting and everything. I mean, you have to admit she was a babe.
Oh, I talked about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, I didn't say that, though, because I didn't want people
you
to
just said
judge
she was a good actor.
Great actor.
I said I envied their chemistry, and I wanted to be that
Yeah.
couple.
I was just a babe. It's just
She was good looking, but I'm afraid that she might be underage.
And maybe she just acted the part.
They said she was about 15 during the movie, but that's her character. Whatever.
Nothing to worry about.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Legalities.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Jail time. What?
What? We were actually just talking about Halloween candy. Is there anything that you like really sticks out for you, or like did stick out for you when you were a kid? Like one thing, like this has got to be in my sack,
Yes.
or I'm calling it quits.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Like, I was actually just talking with Sam and Heidi, my roommates,
Okay.
about this, and I was like, I want to be that guy that gives out apples and toothbrushes.
Oh my God.
But wait, this is like.
Oh.
Where the kids are gonna throw those back through your window? That's what we were just saying as you walked in.
Pretty much, I guess. But, like, I mean, those things always stuck out. Like, I felt like people give generic candy out to everybody.
Right.
It's like, all right, candy, candy, candy. But then when you go to that house that has an apple or, like, a toothbrush, you're like, you felt like
Yeah.
it was Christmas on Halloween.
You talk about that the
Like-
whole night.
You do. You're like, dude, I got a fucking apple. Like, I got an apple. Like,
Can you believe this shit?
I know. Like, and whether it's, like, you probably don't like it because you want candy, but,
Yeah.
like, those houses, like, stick out.
Do you think that's okay now, though? Like with the stigma, like of the razor blades in the apples, you know that whole thing.
Did they actually put them? I thought it was in the candy.
I heard. Well, growing up, I heard both, but I heard that actually there was only one case of that, and it was like their own family member did it. So like I heard that was a myth, anyways. But still, there's like that stigma of like razor blades.
Yeah, I feel like apples could be easier to check for razor blades, though. I mean, like
That's
if you
true.
see
There's a big slit in it.
I mean, I don't know any other way of like putting a razor blade in an apple, like creatively.
That's true. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Halloween's coming soon. We still have time to figure out how to put razor blades in apples. So that actually happened to me though. Not a razor blade, no razor blade. Someone gave out an apple.
Yeah, see?
There was someone on the, and I do remember. That's the only time I don't remember like the candy at all. Exactly. I remember getting an apple. It was on that corner house when I was trick or treating on this block. I got an apple. And I actually bit right down into it.
Ate it?
I ate it.
What?
I'm a weird kid, though.
You freak.
I am a freak.
Yeah.
I'm not like other kids. Always getting sleep paralyzed and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not like other kids. I like to eat apples. I was like, well, actually, I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, is this a huge candy bar?
Giant gum.
They sprayed it with gloss. I was like, this is amazing. But yeah, I do remember that. You're right.
Yeah. And I just don't want to be that like guy on the like block that's memorable. Like when we get older, we're talking, or when I get older,
right?
I was like 50s, 60s. Like I don't want to be that guy, like the 30-year-old that's like, "Hey, you little shits,
yeah,
you know, here's apples." Because then that just sounds really douchey. But,
well, yeah. When you're older, you can get away with it.
Yeah, being that sweet old guy on the block, like
because they don't want to be mean. They're just like, oh, it's just what he does. Like he doesn't know any better. He longs for the days of old. And yeah, I remember getting like yelled at about that because I bit into it right away. My mom was pissed. She's like, "You're supposed to let me check the apple, especially the apple. Like, don't just bite into an apple." I was like, "Come on, come on."
Did your mom check all your candy? Like every piece she like.
It wasn't like so thorough like that, but she did. She rummaged through it.
A system.
Yeah.
System.
Did your mom
No,
check it?
she didn't give it.
She didn't love you.
Yeah.
Did your parents check candy?
Yeah, my parents were like, "Yeah, check your candy before you eat it." I was like, "All right." Never did.
Checked it with your mouth.
Yeah.
Clear.
If this digests in my stomach, we're good to go.
Yep.
I was gonna tell a story, but then I figured since you were gonna be on the show, we'll just tell it together. Like we'll tag team it because it happened. You were there with me. We were talking about some things in our past that scared us, and I thought of that night that we brought the flip cam over to the cemetery.
Yeah, you're talking about like January.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to tell this?
I don't know. Like, I can start it off. Like, you want me to start it on the road trip up there?
Well, the thing that really freaked you out though was like.
Well, yeah, like we can get to that part.
Yeah. All right. I'm parched.
Okay. Well, pretty much. Starting off, we like to get ourselves like a good old scared.
Yeah.
And
was this last year?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe. I don't feel like it would have been that long. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't that long ago. Either way.
Okay. Yeah, and so we're like, hey, like let's go to this cemetery. Like we were kind of looking up on like some scary websites, and like they said maybe check out this place, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. So getting ourselves all like hyped up and stuff like that, we start talking about just kind of heaven, hell in general, and like life after, and like we're starting to come up with like these really, I don't remember specific details, but we're coming up with stuff that like is starting to really like make us think. We're like, oh my god,
if this was really
freaking me out.
This was a college philosophy class, we would have been like fucking PhD.
No,
like
it was. That's so true. It was so
PhD.
And
obviously, we're in no college class.
No, and like we were like really starting to get freaked out, and we start pulling up and getting closer to the like cemetery, and like our blood is just like thick as.
And I still have the reaction. Like I'm filming this whole time, like so it's coming up to the side. So I'm like, all right, I'll get the coming in footage.
Is this just a random cemetery or?
It's a random. It's not. I mean, there's a purpose to why we went to this one. Like the website said, it was there used to be a church, and then they got rid of it, and then. People saw like mist coming up and like weird shit would happen, like, and I swear to God, I heard the bell.
Really? I don't know. I don't think I heard that.
There's a bell apparently you can hear in the distance. And we've been there a couple times now since that journey. I don't know if you came with us the second time, but
I only was there once. Yeah.
We played Ouija board next to that. Well, but anyways, so we'll cut that out. Next to nothing.
Is that bad?
I don't know.
No, it's just.
Is it?
I didn't want to. It's kind of. If I kept going with that, I would have spoiled what this whole fucking story is about.
Oh, are you, dude? Okay, you need to elaborate on that later.
I will later.
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
All right.
So
All right.
cryptic.
Well,
We're talking in code. We're trying to win a war over here for the Axis.
do you want me to continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, do you want me to just
Get to the meat.
Boom?
Yeah, get to
All
the
right,
meat.
so we're pulling up, and all of a sudden, like, we're driving by really slow, and all of a sudden, like, there is this. Here it is.
Here it is.
There's a Jesus cross statue.
Yeah.
Like, it is real, like, human size, like,
Yeah.
everything.
It looks like this fucking thing is like it's floating.
Yeah,
It
pretty
looks
much.
like it's floating.
We
because-
literally thought we saw Jesus resurrected
Yeah.
that night on the cross. Like, we were speechless.
and it was like a white statue, like so it looked like ghostly.
Yeah.
It was like it was very like ominous.
Yeah, it was. And then it just so happened to just be a statue.
But this initial reaction was probably like he was. We have the recording. There's a point where like we're talking, and like I'm still talking to him because I don't see it at first. He stops. He's literally speechless, and then I see it too. We both are just like, "What the fuck is that?" And then like we come back, like we drive past a little more, and then we're like, "Oh God, it's just a statue." But it was
Jeez,
seriously.
Didn't you say you saw like a light too?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's some like
Driving
just
past.
old
I did have
light.
paranormal experiences, and I have another story too, a quick one.
Alright.
So we drove past this, and apparently they say you can see lights coming out of the cemetery. I saw lights. I swear to God, and it was just driving past the gate, like the front gates. I saw like it looked kind of like two headlights. We actually did. We pulled into the cemetery too.
That
Didn't
must
we?
have been another time. I didn't with you.
You didn't?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you sure?
I was so freaked out. I was like, Jeremy, we just need to go.
You guys
There's
just
no
did a
way.
drive-by?
I was just out of it, man.
You're right. We did.
didn't try
Okay.
into it,
So we actually got out with another group of people, and
Mhm.
it was like Colin, me, and some other people. We actually went back to the cemetery, parked, got out. Oh, it's so creepy. We parked right next to this bell, so that like our car was kind of hidden from like the main drive, and then like we got out and like Colin was snapping all these photos, and like we got our pictures taken under the big giant Jesus cross.
No way.
Yes, we got them. I think it's on Facebook. We got our picture taken under there. Oh no, it's on my phone. I'll show you.
Okay.
But and we played Ouija board under there and stuff, and like we were snapping photos. It was really creepy. Like I really felt like a
Did anything
strange.
happen with the Ouija board?
Not really,
Okay.
but that game
Not
is
really. What does that mean?
it moved. It lit on fire. It moved a little. It's
See the scar?
average stuff. No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it's so hard to gauge though. Like everyone that you play that with, they're like, "I'm not doing anything,"
That's true.
and they
Yeah.
always mess with it. So I don't know. but there was some. I mean, there's some weird photos. Like there's orbs. You know, you're big on those orbs.
Oh, yeah.
You love the
Those aren't
paranormal.
lens flares. Those are orbs.
Lens flares? Are you serious? In that kind of condition, no such thing as lens flares.
No.
I'm a professional photographer. Them are orbs.
Alright.
And we went back a little bit. I was like to this point where like I actually just couldn't go back any further because it was creeping me out. And they say like if you keep going back, there's like remains of like a part of the church, but we didn't even go.
Get that far. That'd be creepy.
Colin was such a champ though.
He's just like running around.
He was like it was like a playground for this guy. He was like snapping pics. He was like an Asian tourist like in California. He was like snapping pics. He had a fanny pack, sunscreen on his nose.
Set people.
He had like a lawn chair out. Yeah,
Literally dancing on people's face.
It was strange. Like he has like so much confidence when it comes to that stuff. But I don't
know. You got pretty freaked out at the haunted house.
That's true.
Yeah.
When it comes to fake stuff, that's what really gets him. Guys that try to block your path.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I mean, I was just genuinely scared for my life. I heard bells too in the distance, which
That
night I heard bells. So. You know, the mind is it plays tricks, but
yeah.
I'll say it. I'm gonna go on the record and say it was paranormal.
All right,
100%.
I'd say I don't know if I believe you just because I believe you the way you say it every time. But the one time that I feel like freaks me out the most is when we were driving, your headlights just went out.
Oh my god!
And like,
do not eat that. I forgot about that.
I know that's probably one of the. I was like, dude,
you're still the only one that believes me.
I don't like. I believe. He's just so serious about it that like we were driving and literally his headlights just turn off.
What?
And like, I was in the front seat in the passenger seat, and like his hands were on the wheel. Like unless he had like a contraption or something, he really was trying to screw with us.
I got some tips from your dad on how to prank people.
It was literally probably one of the scarier things I've ever.
And like it was during when we were trying to find scary stuff too. Again,
well, we were on that road. We were looking for the butcher, I believe, and we were like, let's just drive around on these roads. And like the mist started like getting really thick and everything. And
we went to the car graveyard. Yes. That's fucking creepy.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've been in there. Yeah.
He took photos in there.
What?
Yeah, me and a friend snuck in there. Like when I first got my camera. I'm like, I'm going to take some pictures of an old car. And we walked around in there.
Dude, was it creepy?
Yeah, it's really creepy in there. It's just like lanes and lanes and lanes of old cars, beat-up cars.
I forgot all about that. That's paranormal shit.
Cars?
That's the amount of them and like how they're just spewed all over.
It's probably like Midwest's only car junkyard.
Dude, it's a car graveyard is what it is. And
it's like it's just an honest guy conducting business. And like, we're all like, that shit's fucked up.
What kind of honest guy has like a bunch of like no trespassing, huge like scary signs in front of his place?
He's probably just concerned for the well-being of like kids like us.
Whatever. That's paranormal.
Those cars, man.
It's like Herbie the Love Bugs.
It was like when we were driving back from the movie. Like everyone was like doing weird driving patterns.
Yeah, that was weird.
These
too.
cars are paranormal. Like what the hell?
Everything's paranormal tonight. But yeah, that night after we went, we were trying to find. We found a really weird part of East Troy. Remember that we were like in a weird neighborhood. I don't even know if it was East Troy or not, but it was.
Wasn't it by Johnny's old apartment? Like that, like the place.
We were over like down 20, like left of 20.
Oh, like I think it's
like in that kind of subdivision area. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Either way, we were driving down this hill, and as I'm going down the hill, it's like kind of one of those narrow like nature roads. We're going down this road. Everything shuts off. My headlights, everything goes off. It's all completely like dark, and then they come back on after like 2 or 3 seconds, and everyone's like, "Oh, nice, good joke." I'm like, "I didn't do that. I swear, I'm so freaked out. I did not do that." And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "I didn't do it. What do you want me to say? I didn't do that. I'm genuinely creeped out right now." And to this day, like, I'll bring that up, and like, he's the only one that believes me. Everyone else is like, "Yeah, okay." I did not touch it.
Yeah.
And then the other story this reminded me of was, we were same. I think it was like the same kind of thing we were doing. We were trying to find this butcher.
What?
Dead one. A
dead one.
So we went into pick and save.
I heard you looking for a butcher.
I tried to find a prime cut. 3 in the morning.
He wielded the knife. He held it up and then he slammed it down in their steak. There's a story on the internet that says there's a butcher of Elms Road.
Okay.
And he slaughtered people. The usual,
the typical.
Yeah. And they say there's a dirt road, a gravel road, and you go down it, you get to this old abandoned like shed, and everyone in the car has to turn their head at the same time, and they can see the butcher just hanging there.
Ooh.
There's no such thing as Elms Road, it turns out. So we drove down to that town, and we were just looking for every single gravel road we could find and try to go down it. And
we were close to like being on detective shit though. Like wasn't the road renamed or something? Like we were like, wait, this is Elms Road, but like
it cut into something else. Yeah. And there was gravel roads, so like
I felt like we were there.
I feel very like we were very close. But before that, we went to another road that was another paranormal site. It was a haunted train place. And you guys, I don't think you guys believe me, but I heard the train. They say if you
the soul train,
you stop there, you park your car, you listen for a little bit, and you can hear like the train engines.
Yeah,
like, and it's not. We weren't actually by the tracks.
It's probably like just the neighboring city's train. It's like coming right after. Oh,
I heard it
on the train tracks.
I definitely heard it. This is good. This is a pack. I have so much stuff to talk about now, but we can definitely touch on this too during the Bray Road show.
I'm good if you wanna.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I would like to keep going, but I don't want to we got a party to go to.
Yeah.
No. Last thing I'll touch on one more thing. Then I'll exit with something good. Because this is a good show so far.
Oh yeah.
What have you ever? Oh, can you tell? I know you tell it all the time, but can you tell the story of your dog? No!
Doobie?
No! That's at the top of the stairs.
Oh! Okay. I suppose. I thought you were talking about how my dog died. The monster of a mother I have at some point.
Oh my god, no! This is a dark show.
No, my mom's not that bad. Sometimes. Kidding. Love you, Mom. No. It was, there was this one time where I was doing laundry down in our basement, and if I were to visualize it or kind of paint a picture for you, is that our stairs lead. Well, first of all, we live in this really old 100-year-old.
Yes.
Creepy ass farmhouse.
And they got the old school cellar with the double doors.
Wow. Yeah. So it's we have the creepiest of all, and the stairs go right down into this first room. It's not that big. It's probably only 10 feet by 10 feet, and it's all poured concrete. Everything it's water stains everywhere. Just paint a creepy picture.
Yeah.
And our wash machines are set up so if you go directly down the stairs, the wash machines are right in front of you, in front of the stairs. So when you're actually doing laundry, your back is your back is back to facing the stairs, I guess. And there's another room that I was always afraid to go into, just to the left of the washer and dryer, and it's pitch black back there, and it's kind of a room that no one talks about. But I was doing laundry, and all of a sudden my dog, who's at the top of the stairs, starts growling and looking down into the basement.
God.
And he's I look up and I'm oh dude, Doobie, are you okay? I'm okay, whatever. But I see him peering into this the room off to the side, and it was the creepiest thing. And probably what even enhanced it even more is that the way the light bulb was just on in the basement, it was making his eyes glow red. So
God.
I thought I was in the middle of this huge paranormal war that was just about to go down.
He was having a standoff.
Yeah, I really thought that, because he was growling and I was in the middle of this dark room and my dog, and I'm just trying to do laundry, and when I see that, I dart up the stairs and I just leave my laundry
I'll wear this all day. I'll wear this for the next week.
Oh man!
And that the one thing that got me every time you tell a story is they say that animals have a paranormal they have a sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's so creepy, man.
The house my dad grew up in was the same way. He had a room like that. It was I don't know what it was, their oil tank or whatever was in there, but it was pitch black. You could walk up to the walls and scrape whatever was off of there. And Oh my god, he said the same thing. You just don't go in that room.
That's so creepy.
And you don't talk about it. Yeah.
What is it with like old houses having that room?
Yeah.
Because Rosie's place is the same way. My friend Rosie lives on Main Street, and his house was around like 1800s.
Yeah.
And you go in his basement, and there's like a section of the house that there's got like it's like a wood panel on the wall, and you can take the panel off and you go into it, and it's like it almost looks like a crawl space, but it's so narrow.
I have one of those.
Oh,
No, I haven't seen Rosie.
Is there sand in there?
have you been? You never been? Okay. I wish she could explain it a little better than I. Like I was in there once. It's oh my god. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like The Descent. It really is. Like it's so narrow.
Yeah.
And you can go on, and it actually connects at one point with another basement.
With another house?
Yeah.
So you could literally walk
it
into someone
connects,
else's house.
So
and,
creepy.
and this is the creepy part. It connects next. He lives next to the funeral home, and that's what it fucking connects to.
What?
Yeah, it connects to the funeral home.
That's like a movie right there.
But I think it's for the most part, it's just like blocked off somehow.
Well, yeah, it's probably been like cemented.
Yeah, it's been like cemented in it, but it did connect to it. Like you could go all the way through, and what he told me, I don't know if he's messing around or not, but he said it was like Civil War era, like where the slaves would go through it, like Underground Railroad kind of thing. Like they would go.
To the funeral home?
Well, it wasn't a funeral home.
Well,
It was probably like I don't know. It was probably like a safety kind of thing. Like you go through it to escape. I don't know. I don't know idea.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
But
wait, it connects to the funeral home.
Yeah.
You're saying? Because I mean, I've been to his house before.
Yeah,
that's quite a ways away.
Rosie?
Yeah.
Right next door.
Really?
Yeah.
On Main Street, the funeral home right on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
his house is right next door.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right next to it?
Right next to it.
Oh, okay.
So right to the right, like you got the funeral home on the corner, and then his house is like on the right.
Oh, I thought it went through at least another house. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, like you go down through that tunnel, it goes through, and then there's another part in that crawl space area where there's kind of like an opening, and then there's like a wall, and then you can like go behind that wall through the opening. It's so creepy. Like you couldn't pay me anything to stay there a night. Like it's so creepy. But yeah, so here's how we're going out. This is a little local legend. This is we've talked about Bray Road, we've talked about Ed Gein, we've talked about all sorts of Wisconsin stuff, but we've never talked about Rainbow Springs.
Oh, that's one to go out on.
Alright, so we're going out on this. I pulled up this article which blinds the hell out of everybody, but they don't have a lot about him, so this is one I decided to read. It's kind of, it's pretty short, so we'll go through it a little. The article is called "Dream of McGuanago Resort Collapsed as Financing Faltered." Francis J. Schrodel left his imprint on Waukesha County, developing subdivisions such as Imperial Estates in Camelot Forest and Brookfield, Regal Manors, blah blah blah. He also built St. Paul's Catholic Church, but his vision for we always have this problem.
Yeah.
I can't read. I should not be the one reading these articles. His vision for an opulent resort and golf complex just west of McGuanago, which he named Rainbow Springs, continues to haunt would-be developers who chase after the dream he nearly completed. Today, Will
You got Jerry.
Screw it. I'll leave the link on the vlog. I'll tell you the story.
All right.
This guy had dreams of making this
Just gives up.
awesome resort. Like, I'm talking like beautiful water park, like golfing, awesome resort. They actually hotel.
Yeah.
They said an Elm Grove builder claimed he was a cocky guy. He was way ahead of everybody in his thinking. He was a dreamer, and he had the guts to try it. With a series of successful projects behind him and a net worth... I started reading. I want to get more details. Net worth between 20 and 40 million. So he already had a net worth of 20 and 40 million. Somehow he still fucked this up. I would haunt it too if I failed that hard. With a series of successful products, blah blah blah. It started as a hunting preserve. So he wanted to erect buildings with Frank Lloyd Wright Field. On December 31st, 1959, he opened a new lodge on the shore of Rainbow Springs Lake with a gala New Year's Eve party. Guests ate dinner on fine china and sterling silver flatware. 2 dining rooms, a lounge, conference room, 42 guest rooms, indoor swimming pool. Among activities, members could ski, shoot, horseback ride, tennis, and water skiing. So I'm like, this is a classy place already. Mm-hmm. What could possibly go wrong? 1962, he designed and was beginning construction of an 18-hole golf course. He intended to complete in 100 days, but weather interfered, much like our trip to Bray Road. Ooh. We're a lot like this guy. Yeah. We got big dreams.
Not quite as much money, but we're getting there.
But we have, big dreams, and we're way ahead of our time, and our dreams are always getting crushed by something. It took 143 days. National publicity followed the feat. Became known as the Miracle of Mugwango. At first course, which was named Big Moraine or Big Mo, was being developed, he started a second 18-hole course dubbed Little Moraine or Little Mo, for those wanting less of a challenge. Ooh. 1 year later, 1963, he disclosed plans for a new lodge or clubhouse covering 50,000 square feet. A-frame building would have a central lodge featuring a 135-ton fieldstone fireplace. So this is basically we're looking at just an awesome, nice, developed clubhouse. Facility was taking shape. He decided the hotel would set off the facility. So now he's like, I know I'm building something already, but fuck it, let's do a hotel too. Now the facility was just under 1,000 acres. A 756 room series of interconnected buildings stretching over a quarter of a mile and accommodating 1,600 guests was to be constructed, and it was. To amuse guests, a lower level carnival street was built, including bars, shops, where furs, jewelries, and everything to delight the visiting convention goer would be purchased. Only the finest building materials were used, right down to the finished hardware of solid brass. Holy shit. So this is like 5-star excellence here. The final addition to the complex, a 90,000 square foot conference center featuring 24,000 square foot exhibit hall, began. He hoped it would compete with Chicago's McCormick Place. At the end of '65, a newsletter sent to Rainbow Springs Country Club members spoke of the resort's completion in 1966. The Women's Western Invitational Golf Open was scheduled to be held in August of that year, and he saw the event as a way to christen Rainbow Springs Resort and Convention Center. But this is where things start getting spooky. The financing to finish the complex dried up. The tournament was held, but the resort was not able to accommodate the players, so they were transported back and forth from East Troy and Lake Geneva. As each subsequent year approached, Schroefeld felt confident that he would find the money necessary to complete the resort. Friends encouraged him to open the parts of the complex that were completed. A $150,000 stainless steel kitchen, as well as dining rooms in the new lodge, were complete. The pilot lights in the stove were lit, but he wanted a big grand opening in the entire complex like Wisconsin had never seen. He said even Frank Sinatra would perform at the opening. Everyone who knew him agreed that he turned down offers of financing during the time because he did not want a partner, much less someone who would take over the controlling interests. So it's always nice to have a partner in business. Is what we can learn from this. And what we'll talk about in another show. In the meantime, although no furnishings were purchased for the resort, Schrodel told Milwaukee resident Dewey that he planned to build barracks for Jamaican families he would bring there to work at the resort. In addition, he planned to erect a 3-story, 238-room dormitory for 576 students from UW Whitewater who would live there and receive credit while working for him. None of that came to pass. In June of '71, Marshall and Isley Bank and Schrodel and his wife, Anita, they sued him for $8.7 million. The bank contended that Schrodel's were in default on notes for loans taken out during the previous 6 years. The notes were secured by mortgages on Rainbow Springs. Reports circulated that Schrodel had invested $12 million of his own money in the project over the years, but he again sought outside financing to tie him over. He believed that federal tight money policies in 1966 were the start of his problems. His efforts to stave off the foreclosure were unsuccessful, and in March '73, Circuit Court judge awarded the Rainbow Springs Resort to the bank for $6 million after the sheriff's auction. They built a huge resort, gave it away to the bank for $6 million. He lost everything. The property was worth $11 million. Other subdivisions and vacant tracts of land in New Berlin and Menominee Falls were awarded to M&I Bank, which bid $3 million for them. Schrodel claimed these parcels were worth $7 million. Oh my God. This is not the scary part, obviously. It's not scary that a guy
Oh my God, he lost so
this is the setup.
Okay.
The final episode came when Schrodel, who lived on the resort with his wife, did not leave the property. Authorities sent Sheriff Deputy Bob Canevaux to escort him away. If the local man had never been sent, Schrodel would never have gone. I don't blame him. You put your whole life into this, only have, just taken away.
Mm-hmm.
That's depressing. And it's almost like...
It's almost not fair,
yeah,
for what they valued it, as, and, clearly there was so much more money put into it than...
Well, luckily he got his revenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is the curse that happened.
Uh-oh.
So even before the bank took over, there was rumors of sales. With much fanfare, the bank announced that in 1975, a New York real estate firm, Launder Associates, would market the resort, exploring a number of potential uses. One was a retirement village, another lay religious retreat, and still another resort or recreation-oriented community. Note was made that the resort was being offered at 25% of the estimated $30 million it would cost if it were being built brand new at the time. There were no takers. One year later, in '76, Francis Schrodel died at the age of 67. That's fairly young.
Mm-hmm.
So now, shit's hitting the fan already. He died, and they didn't say the cause of the death, but that's a little weird that he died pretty much right after the bank bought it.
Yeah.
You almost think, is this a suicide, or is it what caused this? He had many friends and still does to this day. They agree that he tried to get the money to open the resort right to the last day. That's devastating.
Mm-hmm.
He's still, and he put a curse on it. He said, his words were, "If I can't open it, no one will." Although the golf courses have operated since Schrodel built them, the lodge, the hotel, the conference center had never been occupied. That's so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Not once has anyone ever stayed in that hotel legitimately, or the conference center. That is so creepy. 76 to the year 2012, and it gets even creepier than that. In '77, the first of several boredom attempts to sell the property began. So this is so boring. They can't sell it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that go wrong in trying to sell it, and for some reason they just can't do it. Finally, in '85, M&I found a purchaser, actually two of them. Consolidated Resources Healthcare Fund of Atlanta bought 54% of Rainbow Springs and Rainbow Springs Investment of Las Vegas purchased 46%. Together, they paid $5.7 million. Plans were announced to open a health spa, but that dream never materialized. In '87, the two owners said they reached an agreement to sell the property to MD Development, Inc. of Woodburn, Massachusetts. Full of enthusiasm, like so many would-be developers in the past, Mike Garfield, project coordinator of MD, announced the complex would open as a hotel, resort, and conference center within 1 year. "Call this the final chapter of the story of Rainbow Springs," he said. Last words. Eat your words. Garfield also revealed a new name for the complex. He combined the names of Chicago, where he expected a lot of customers to come from, and the location, McGuanago. Chicago!
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicago Country Club was their idea. Although these people didn't pass out stationery with their new name, their dreams were similarly dashed when financial problems caused them to break their purchase agreement. In '89, the minority stockholders in Rainbow Springs Investment of Las Vegas, filed for Chapter 11. In 1990, the U.S. Bankruptcy Court gave the two owners of Rainbow Springs, Consolidated Resources and Rainbow Springs Investment, 3 years to sell the property. Consolidated, the majority owner, claimed Rainbow Springs Investment owed it $8 million. Therefore, Consolidated was to receive 62% of the sale proceeds. 4 years later, auction details were announced. On January 31st, 1994, at 10 a.m., the Milwaukee Athletic Club, the sale would take place. When word spread that the Oneida Nation was considering a bid on the resort, tribal chairwoman Dixie Doxtator said they were considering converting it to a Native American cultural center. Gambling was not in the picture, she said, referring to the property. And the auctioneer said it was all there. All the buyers had to do was turn the lights on and get it cranked up. 2 weeks before the auction, a town of McGuanago official announced that Rainbow Springs owed more than $1 million in back property taxes. Another prospective buyer was also disclosed. A Crystal Lake, Illinois developer. That's already creepy right there, Crystal Lake. Because that's where Jason Voorhees was, killing all the cameras. So that can't be any good for this. Developer made inquiries on behalf of the World Order of Churches. 2 weeks before the auction, a town of McGuanago official announced that Rainbow Springs owed more than... Fuck, I read that part. I'm sorry. So, although there was 9 registered bidders the day of the auction, 2 of them actually bid. May that year, one of the winning bidders came to the resort, outlined his ideas, bringing the entire complex back to life. 2 golf courses were always operated. Fecker spoke of developing a rustic sports resort in 94 conveniences. Plans also called for 130 rooms of the main building to be remodeled, used as a hotel with the kitchen facility. The restraining rooms were converted to timeshare condominiums or apartments. For those who remember the plans of Francis Schrodel, those words of Frecker were most interesting. Just walking around the project and seeing how much foresight the builder had, I have so much admiration for him. The population wasn't here. He was 30 years ahead of his time. That's the only thing he did wrong. In '96, reports surfaced that Rainbow Springs was 2 years delinquent in paying its property taxes. Plans to install sewer services from the village of McGuanago were stalemated when Fecker, after putting a deposit of $50,000, refused to sign an agreement and pay full cost of the project. The town of McGuanago borrowed $2.8 million to pay for the service, which Fecker would repay through special assessments on the property tax bill. The original self-contained sewage system built by Schrodel in the 60s, approved by the DNR, was no longer operable. In '96, it was disclosed that Pico was no longer involved in Rainbow Springs, and Fecker and his wife and her brother Hex Sang now own the resort. All these freaking owners, and we haven't even gotten to the creepy part, which I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that big of a story. So, I'll finish for them.
All right.
So finally what happened was it was converted into a haunted house, like an actual haunted house, because a lot of the previous people that would take it over claimed that a lot of strange things were going on, strange noises, not to mention just this whole curse behind it where people haven't even occupied the hotel in all these years. So finally they decided, okay, this company is going to be like, let's just play to like the curse on it and let's make it a haunted place, haunted hotel. Well, that lasted maybe, I'm going to say 5 years, around that maybe. Mm-hmm. Fire takes out part of the hotel. Unexplained. They have no idea how the fire started. To this day, I'm telling you, they have no idea how this fire started. Right now, it's nothing. It's not a hotel. It's not a resort. It's not a haunted hotel. It's nothing. You can visit it. You've been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Scary?
Yeah. I wanted to get out of there. Right
The
away.
hotel, is it like, what? Have you went in the hotel part?
Kind of. I don't. I think it was the hotel part. I'm not too sure.
I mean-
it's one of the main buildings right by the golf clubhouse.
Is it like torn?
It's like it's like still burnt halfway to the ground. Like half of it's burnt to the ground. There's like parts of it that like you can tell that there's like water damage and everything. Like
And
this
like,
is,
there's like stuff in the hotel, right? That like,
oh yeah,
like creepy shit.
I feel like I don't know if it was like placed to creep people out or like if it's just other like ongoing people that are looking for a scare that try to scare other people. But like there were like stuffed teddy bears with like cigarettes burning like through its eyeballs.
God,
And,
Jeez.
like creepy symbols like spray painted onto like the walls and like everything's just
yeah. And like, to my knowledge, they don't know how the fire started. And
Yeah.
that place is like, it's just condemned.
Well,
It's,
didn't it burn down twice actually?
yes, that's it. It was once before the haunted place opened,
Yeah.
right?
And
And
it
then
burnt
they
down,
they just
and-
they're like, well, we can fix this. They
Yeah.
remodeled and they opened it as a haunted resort. Then the fire started. Another fire happened that caused the haunted place to shut down.
Wow.
Yeah. So to this day, it's just literally just falling to the ground. It's like nature is consuming it, and it's nothing. It's never going to be built. Anything.
Like the guy said, what did he say? If he can't open it, nobody
No one
will.
can. And
yeah.
so far, I mean, it is super creepy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, I mean, it's more than, it seems like it's more than just bad luck. It's like, that is messed up.
Yeah.
Going from 75 to 2012, having no success with any of the no owners. Like, no one business owner was like, I could turn this around. Like, at least make it something.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Do people like try to get in there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, do you mean, like, to like, see it? To like,
Yeah.
explore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was. I mean,
He was talking, like, the hard teddy bear and shit.
Oh,
They went
okay.
through the hotel, like, the burned down part.
Like you snuck in, you mean?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this is like self-incriminating, is it?
No.
No.
We didn't say your last name.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Actually, you did, but
I mean, no, we didn't sneak in at all. It was all just actually a dream where there was burnt teddy bears.
He
Oh,
may
I
or may,
see,
he
yeah.
may or may not have snuck in to this
Yeah.
place.
I didn't at all. But it was such a vivid dream.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. That I can tell you that there was like I was almost afraid in this dream to go down like hallways. We didn't even think about going like up or down any stairs just for like being like for a safe factor too. Like let alone
Oh, yeah,
like
like,
being
they could
freaked
collapse.
out. But like yeah, like there were holes in the floor. There was like,
That's so creepy.
it was
wow.
it was literally just being like falling apart. And
You know?
the funny thing, I know I told you maybe, but we in this dream saw other people in the building.
Yes.
So we were like,
I remember this.
oh man, we need to mess with them, and we start banging on the side of like the walls,
What?
and like you see them with their flashlights, and they just dart out of there,
Oh,
and we meet up with them all of a sudden. We're like, oh my god, you guys are like totally suckers.
that's awesome.
But I don't think it was them. I think they actually, I might be wrong, but there were two guys walking pretty calmly with each other, two people walking pretty calmly like around the premises.
Security?
So I think it might be like security every night. I'm not too sure. Or maybe they stopped it or something, but maybe it was just people like just like trying to scope it out too. But like they were walking pretty calmly and with like their flashlights pretty straight.
You want a real scare? We say fuck Bray Road and go to that place.
Yeah.
And bring the recording stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jeez.
But that's the story of
It was
the.
something. I
That
never
is
want
it.
to have that dream again.
So you have it. I don't know how to stop this now. My screensaver won't go away.
We haven't been recording.
Yeah, it's actually been not. Oh wow. But yeah, that's it. That's how we go out. That was a long, dragged out story. I didn't mean it to go that far, but the ending. Ooh, that's it, man. Like,
Yeah.
imagine your legacy just coming to an end. But
If I don't open it, nobody.
if I don't make this film, no one's gonna make it. I'm putting a curse on my screenplays, all of them. All right, well, we better go
Yeah.
get our drink on.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, happy Halloween, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.